Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sports on the Rocks. Took a little bit of a hiatus for Mother's Day. Welcome back, everyone. Shouts out to all those mothers. Hope you had a great Sunday. Fun to get into. NBA playoffs, NHL, NFL schedules. I mean, I could go on and on. So, just excited to be here with the fellas and get this thing going. How y'all doing?
Yeah, same. Just happy to be back with the boys. Echo what you say, Debo. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Shouts out to y'all. But yeah, just happy to be back on the pod with the boys. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's go. We got playoffs, got NFL schedules, a lot to dive into it, like you said, Debo. Let's get after it, boys.
Well, I mean, we got NBA playoffs. That's kind of the forefront. Um, Sixers, some magical stuff against the Celtics. Looks like they might have been turning the corner. And then we ran into New York. Madison Square Garden was just too bright. The lights were blinding if you were a Sixers player. But just a really, really tough way to go out, especially against New York. Um, I think everything I kind of touched on throughout the last couple of episodes, health, continuity with the team. Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George all only got, I think, 40 games in total with that lineup. So just the continuity, like I said, and getting all these guys ramped up. Paul George missing 25 games. I mean, it was always going to be tough. I think I can admit that, but it was a quick exit. I will say I don't want to take anything away from the New York Knicks because to me, I think that they could be the team to come out of the East. I mean, they just Jalen Brunson playing out of his mind, no matter the defense. It's just we didn't have an answer for him. We just did not, and it looked like there was maybe just happiness within the team and the organization to have beat Boston and moved on. I feel like that was a big monkey off the back of a team who hadn't last done that since like '84. But shouts out to New York. Um, they did it. They did it in tremendous fashion, and you can't take any credit away from them. I mean, it is what it is. I don't have a lot more to say on that immediately. We'll get into a little Daryl, excuse me, Morey conversation. But I mean, what did you guys take away from this series?
To me, I mean, like you said, I had some really good faith in them after the Boston series. I mean, Boston was my pick to win the championship, so I was feeling like same as you that they were turning the corner, showing that they wanted to be there, and then yeah, just went and got clean sweep by the New York Knicks. Um, Not ideal, not ideal, but I guess it is what it is. I mean, what do we do? What do you do with Embiid? I mean, what is the
Drew, I want to
situation there?
Drew, I want to hear your answer to that question first, and then I'll give him my answer.
To Embiid, um, I think now is probably the time to pivot. You have your cornerstone pieces in Maxey and Edgecombe, and they showed you um, what they can kind of do. I think now you're going to get the most value for Embiid. It's not going to get any better for what you're going to probably get back for him. And I think you build around the two young guards.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo the same thing. I've actually been calling for Embiid to get traded probably 2, 3 years ago. I mean, we're far removed from 2020. What was it? Three that they had their probably best team, best unit, best chance to really take it all the way. So, yeah, I think Embiid needs to go. I will say the only difference between Embiid this offseason and I can't even remember the last one where he was truly healthy going into training camp. But this will be a season that he will be able to do that. So to improve, get better. I mean, we've seen Embiid though, so even the training he could somehow injure himself. Like I don't mean to laugh about it, but it just,
It's kind
you
of
play.
laughable. I mean, it's
I,
understandable.
I mean,
It's laughable to a degree. I mean, we don't wish harm on the man, but it's laughable to this extent.
yeah. No, I mean I would agree. It's tough being a Sixers fan and that being the reality of the situation, but um to kind of pivot a little bit, Daryl Morey, GM for the Sixers, was let go. Josh Harris made that call. And then immediately employed Bob Myers, GM. I think he was front office GM, something like that from the Golden State Warriors. Cody, you might know a little more on that than I do, but regardless, a pedigree of excellence and winning and doing the right things in the front office to turn the corner and get this team out of the second round of the playoffs because good Lord, I mean it's terrible. With that, the NBA playoffs are still going on. I'm actually watching the Detroit Pistons get slapped around in game seven here. It's a 20-point lead with 6 minutes or so left to go in the third quarter. So that one could be all but wrapped up. I mean, crazier things have happened surely in the NBA and sports as a whole, so I guess you can't technically write them off, but it's a pretty uninspiring effort at home. Boys, you guys got this game on. Are you seeing this?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely sitting here watching Detroit piss this opportunity away for no goddamn reason at all. At home and down nearly 20 points at halftime in a game seven situation. I mean, embarrassing. Just an embarrassing performance from the Pistons. But what are you gonna do? And I mean, this is to me, this is just a weak ass Cleveland team. Like I don't even know how they're this far into the playoffs and they just keep getting by. I don't know. Maybe they're legit. I don't know. But they're about to play the Knicks, and I don't know. I I would say that they have no shot to get past them, but weirder things have happened.
Well, I'm just waiting for the Knicks shit down your leg moment. That it's got to be coming. It's got to be coming. We've believed in this team at various stages over the years, and it always happens. Cleveland's just gotten this far because they have enough 3-point shooting and size to supplement poor James Harden performances. So, and yeah, I mean, I don't have the game on. I'm watching paint dry, so I'm actually fucking entertained because this game seven's terrible. So,
I just saw an interesting stat come on the screen. Out of the top three players to have the most playoff wins without a championship, James Harden is number two at 187. Second behind Karl Malone, who has 189. So
wow. Carl Malone at least had the excuse that he came up against all those Lakers teams and Jordan and the Bulls and stuff. So he actually has a built-in excuse. Harden's just historically bad come playoff time.
agreed.
I think that this collapse from Detroit only further proves what we've been talking about, the past two, three episodes is that they need a number two, a bona fide, go get your basket, create, do all the things you need to do to be an elite scorer in the league. I don't know what that looks like. I mean, is maybe someone like Giannis on the table? I mean, they certainly, I think, have the ability to create that situation, but regardless, same point we've been harping on. They just don't have a true number two scorer. And I mean, Drew, you asked me this question: could he go on this run and do it all himself like AI did back in 2001? And it's just not materialized. I mean, like I said, I'm watching this thing just dwindle down the drain, and if you're a Detroit sports fan, good God, does it ever just happen? I mean, you got the Lions in the NFC Championship up 17 at half, somehow squander that away, and ooh, don't get me started on that. You know what? We'll pivot. But anyways, I mean, just just need a number two. They need another guy, and I think a lot of their problems will be solved. I also think, and you pay someone like Duran $200 million, you should live and you deserve the results. I think that would be the silliest thing they could do is sign him to any sort of contract. I mean, I think it's very clear that Bickerstaff can't even trust him. He doesn't put him out there when it really matters in crunch time. I mean, so to me, if you can't do that, how can you justify giving that man that kind of money? I just don't. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what your guys' take on it, but it's it's laughable too. It really is.
Well, I mean, we've talked about it a bunch. They need a number two scorer. They need a get me a bucket guy in the worst way. That, or you pray to God Osur Thompson just lives in the gym all summer and develops a jump shot. But I don't know who you go out and get. I don't think they have the assets to get Giannis. Who is that second tier guy that Detroit could realistically go get? I'm not sure he's out there right now that's readily
What is
available.
what does Devin Booker's contract look like? I feel
He's
like he's got to
maxed
be
out
near
for
the
a
end of
lot of
his.
money,
Is he
and I,
really?
I,
Okay.
I don't think Phoenix would ever dump him. He's
I
gonna
mean, it
him,
seems to me like they've dumped some things in the past that you kind of
him
scratch
and
your
that
head to. I mean,
owner
I
are
know,
like this. Him and
yeah.
that owner are like that. They're tied at the hip. He ain't going nowhere. I thought maybe Hero. Could you get Miami if Miami's really? Could you be a part of the Giannis trade without getting Giannis and end up with Hero? That them being a facilitating team might net them more what they're looking for than straight up asset for asset.
Yeah. No, I like that. I mean, we're just throwing out ideas here of who it could be, but I think that that exists somewhere within the market or the feasibility of getting a deal done. So I don't know. That's the thing. We we talk about this a lot too. Detroit sports just is stingy with their money. I don't I don't quite understand it and all their assets. They really. So, I mean, we're still 16, 17 point game. I mean,
Do
something's
you
got
want
to
to
change.
do you want to hear how ignorant Devin Booker's contract is?
It's
Because
large.
Please,
because I just
It's
please.
looked it
very
up.
large.
I just looked it up. This man, this man signed a 5-year, $316 million contract extension, which ties him to Phoenix through the 2029-2030 season. North of $300 million this guy is making?
I mean,
OMFG, dude. Oh,
that's the most laughable of them all.
that is just absolutely absurd. Oh my sweet goodness. Oh, I mean, what a time. What a time to be alive, dude. I wish. Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah,
mean, you got
I don't think Detroit's doing that.
no, he's off probably off the table. Yeah. I mean,
Oh man.
it's kind of insane because if you actually like go into roster and contract structures and all that, you got guys who are like 9, 10 on the bench making like, you know, 17, $18 million. Like it's truly insane. I think that just that echoes your what a time to be alive. Like unreal. If I was only, 8 or 9 inches taller. Well, gentlemen,
Oh, hold on.
oh,
Sorry. Sorry.
give it to me.
Um,
Give it to me.
I mean, we haven't even met. I mean, we've only talked a little bit about the east side of the bracket. We got the west side where OKC went and swept LeBron and the Lakers. I mean, wild. I mean, some people's goats just got swept. Oh boy. Couldn't be
You just,
Michael. Couldn't be Michael ever. I'll just put that out there for you boys. Couldn't be Michael ever getting swept in the NBA playoffs ever.
you just
But
rage
hey,
bait
but hey,
all
hey, I'm sorry
all them. Yeah.
that's a discussion for another time. We will have that discussion on here when we got a little more downtime in the summer. But just to give you a little hint of where my hat leans, but all right, anyways, where does LeBron go this season? Where is he getting traded to?
Detroit.
Well, nowhere. He's an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah.
So I would
He has
say
to want to leave. I mean, that's LeBron's thing though, right? He goes where he wants to go. Like
he
Where do you
that's
doesn't
how it's
fit
been.
with Luca is the problem.
I heard
I saw
I heard something that I feel like would just be wholesome to me.
Cleveland.
Go back to Cleveland. Go back to Cleveland. End it
well,
there.
you know what's interesting? You mentioned Luka Doncic. So I read reports, and I don't know if you guys saw this, that they traded for Doncic to sort of push LeBron out. Did you guys hear any of these sort of stories come out, or am I just out on a
No,
no?
I heard that, but Rich Paul's so connected that I don't think that that would be completely the truth, and maybe part of it. But I would say you can't you can't run it back with that same team if you're the Lakers and expect a different result as constructed. But obviously you have Luca max money on the books. The bigger question, I don't think is a LeBron thing. I think it's an Austin Reeves thing because he's up now. He's up for his deal. Do you max Austin Reeves and then say, "Hey, LeBron, take a discount, run it
Yeah,
back"?
no. Can't do that.
I mean,
But if
LeBron
you
said though that it's not about the money anymore. So if he's really gonna back that up, take a fucking veteran minimum. Seriously. And put yourself in
everyone
a
says
position
that
to
till
win
it's
a
time to
championship. If
sign,
what's that?
everyone says that till it's time to sign.
Well,
And
I mean, you're not wrong.
and again, if it's the same team coming back, why am I taking a discount to lose in the second round again?
Well, yeah, I don't know if he would come back to the Lakers. I mean, just in general, I think if he's really going to echo that and be that, sign a veteran minimum. Don't stress the team and go somewhere that has a realistic chance. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
I mean, Cleveland has two bigs. Could you do like a sign and trade with Cleveland where you say, "All right, LeBron, sign for whatever X amount of dollars. We'll sign and trade you back home." You and Bronny would probably be involved in that.
I'm
Because
sorry. I didn't realize I wasn't muted.
yeah, no, we got to carry the, D2 level NBA player over to Cleveland with him. So you throw those two over to Cleveland in a sign and trade. You get Jared Allen or Evan Mobley, excuse me, back to run pick and roll with Luca. Maybe more of a fit because I mean they signed DeAndre Ayton this year, but Ayton's just such a lazy, bunch of bad words. He's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know what that looks like. I think you're right though. I think and it's similar to the Pistons situation. You can't run it back with the same team and expect something magical to happen because it's just not.
No,
But to touch on this OKC Lakers sweeping, OKC is who we thought they were. You know what I mean? Like I think we all kind of saw this coming. I
mm.
think it was truly admirable to have LeBron lead the Lakers past Houston, but I think we all knew it kind of ended there. I mean, I don't know. But
For
OKC is that team. They're still favorites to win the whole thing. They were my choice. to win the whole thing when we had that question. I'll just keep that in the atmosphere. But yeah, I'm not shocked by this. This is not something that that shocked me.
Who would you say, I'm going to set you up as a Sixers fan, who would you say stood out for OKC in that series that really went off? Say
I
his name.
mean,
I want to hear you
I
say it.
I don't Drew, I know what you're doing here. Um, and I can't even say the other one to make up for that guy because I don't really like Gilgeous either. And we'll talk about this with the MVP back to back, but I mean, they're just so deep. Jared McCain, I know you wanted me to say it. I said it. There you
Yeah.
go. But here's the thing: when Daryl Morey, the boneheaded, uh, can't get out of his own way GM, goes and does that and then claims that it's good draft capital. What do you need draft capital when you got a guy who can freaking hoop? I mean, it's as simple as that. But OKC, I mean, they're so loaded. You could have inserted really kind of anyone's name there. I mean, within reason. So not a shock, not a surprise. And I wish nothing but the best to Jared McCain. Keep TikToking too.
The one thing I want to say about that series is you guys just touched on the Devin Booker contract and what these guys are making now. And like you, Cody, I also prefer LeBron. Won't get into it too deep, but or I'm sorry, I also prefer MJ, not LeBron. Um, but
I was gonna say we're gonna get into this right now with
No,
that.
no, no,
no,
no, no, no, no.
I prefer that era of basketball. And for Luca to not play or even really look to me like he attempted to actually play is a joke. It's why Dallas moved off of him.
It's soft.
Dallas moved off of Luca because Luca in the locker room, there's stories about him drinking beer in the locker room. He doesn't work out. He he
The bar 3 hours before tip off of a game, drinking a beer.
yeah, like if you watched Luca at the beginning of Dallas when him and Trae Young come in together and you see how athletic he is and all the moves he does, him and Trae both for that matter. Luca doesn't really do a lot of that anymore. And he's not even 30 yet. And he just seems to have, I don't know if it's a love of the game thing,
Is that an
but
international thing? Because you know who else plays like that? The Joker, Jokic. Is
yeah,
that the style maybe or the play? A more compact, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You're not gonna force me.
yeah, but Jokic is there when his team needs him.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point.
Doncic is on the sideline in sweatpants for 4 straight games, watching his team get absolutely curb stomped. Like, if I'm paying my guy three, four, however many hundreds of millions of dollars, I need you to try to go. Even if you're in your warm ups and you just go through that, and then you know what, I can't go, then fine. But to just treat it like a night out, I'm out on that. I don't know who, if you're the Lakers, circling back to that, who you go out and get to basically babysit Luca.
I mean,
I
to
mean,
me, it would have to be, you know, one of these veteran OG type guys, and you would think that would be LeBron, but that clearly isn't working. So I don't know. I will say for that specific position, I don't think anybody could do that other than LeBron, or shouldn't be. Nobody is more qualified than LeBron to do that position, be that position for somebody, but it's clearly not working for the Lakers. So yeah, who do you who do you switch him out for?
Luca just seems so hard to build around for no reason because he is an unworldly talent. Like it's in there, but if you're the Lakers, how do you tap into it?
Embiid for LeBron.
So now we're gonna move on to NHL. All right.
So you're gonna get two guys who have a similar kind of, I don't know how we're just saying mantra to playing basketball, because I feel like Embiid and him are kind of similar in that aspect. So it's like, yeah, probably wouldn't be ideal for them. But so I plugged in our little hypothetical into ChatGPT for the Pistons, who could be their number two that they go get this summer.
Oh no.
You want to hear ChatGPT's five suggestions?
Sure.
Cost
Number
10 bottles
one,
of water. Sorry,
number
go ahead.
one, they have Trey Murphy the third from, believe he's from the Pelicans. No,
That's a number three, not a number two.
yeah, it is
That
Yeah.
Pelicans. Yeah, so Pelicans. They had he Laurie Markkanen,
3 years ago, yep.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell,
Not no. Cleveland's not
Michael Porter Jr.,
from Brooklyn. We're getting warmer. Not saying we're hot yet.
Tyler Hero.
Oh, it's
Oh,
like somebody said that 10
look at
minutes ago.
that.
I'm a
And our
damn
pre
oracle.
Yeah, and our pre operations, pre filming meeting, we were talking about that and Drew had made that comment. Do
There
you
you
know
go.
ball or do you know ball? You know what I mean? I don't think Hero would be bad. It would just really depend on whether, like you said, Miami's willing to do that. That's kind of laughable though. That sounds like a Chat GPT answer. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not that I have any ill will towards Chat GPT, but you know what I'm saying. Well, on the other side of the West, Spurs made it look easy against the Timberwolves. Um, Wembenyama, excuse me, is. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only person who said this or going to say this, but he's truly a generational talent, and the Spurs are feeding off of his energy for someone to be as youthful as he is and have them in this position. I mean, I will say I think that the Spurs are one of those organizations that will always be around just because they make the right decisions. And I know that that makes it sound super easy because it's not, but I mean, the Spurs just look like a force, and I can't wait for this Thunder Spurs series.
Yeah, I mean, to kind of touch on Wembenyama, I mean, he just it's so effortless. And it's not just because he's 7'2" with that outrageous wingspan. It's just always makes the right decisions. They've surrounded him perfectly. It's how you build a team. The Spurs do it time and time again. Castle, De'Aaron Fox, that backcourt, it complements Wembanyama perfectly. Coaching, always you know is going to be good in San Antonio. Um, I mean, this series is going to be interesting. They might actually be able to give OKC a run for their money. It's gonna, for me, it's gonna come down to the same thing. It seems like all these series have came down to, and that's health. That's health. The Timberwolves ran out of gas when it came to San Antonio because they were running out of bodies. They just had nothing left to give with no DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards. How healthy was he that entire time? So, um, OKC probably wins, but it ain't going to be what they were just able to do with the Lakers. Spurs are going to give them some issues, I'm sure. So I would probably lean OKC, but this is 6 or 7 game series for sure.
Yeah, it was the San Antonio just made it look too easy against Minnesota, but I'm looking forward to this matchup with OKC. This is good. This is the finals right here. I mean, this is the winner of this is winning it no matter what. I'll tell you that. That's just what's happening. So this is the matchup that everyone's going to be looking towards, and we'll get to see it start tomorrow night. Well, Monday night. We're recording this Sunday night, so Monday night it starts. So we shall see.
Am I the only one here who kind of wishes my team's out? I have no dog in the fight necessarily. I almost want Wembanyama to win one now before he can't later. Guys his size historically age like milk. And when it happens quick, and all of a sudden they're gone. Because he's not necessarily like a Jokic where he's built like an ox, right? He's a very skinny tree. So I almost kind of want him to win one now, get it over with, have that on his legacy now, so that later we're not wishing or wondering like, damn, what could he or San Antonio have done different?
Let me ask you, Drew, does the Spurs run it back to the Western Conference Finals next year? Let me ask you that. Regardless of what happens this season, say everyone's healthy, whatever. They keep most of the same roster. Do they make it to this point next year? Or do you think this is their window, truly?
No, their window is still 2 to 3 years. So I wouldn't even 50% shut the window on them next year or the year after that. And they also still have quite a bit of flexibility. De'Aaron Fox's contract was done in Sacramento before coming to San Antonio, and that's a palatable deal. It's not as bad, Devin Booker. Um, Wembanyama is still somewhat cost controlled for now. Obviously, that contract's going to be huge. And then they have all those young assets, Stephen Castle, um, at the top of that list. That it's say OKC does sweep them, and they need to even slightly pivot. They have the draft capital and the assets to go do it if they want to. Giannis, that would be insane.
Did you imagine the wingspan on that front court? Good Lord. Sort of similar to the University of Michigan on their national title run.
Oh, here we go.
Sir, I saw it. I'll
In
shout you out. That
case in
looks
case anyone,
crispy.
wanted to see, that's, got the fresh merch. Yeah. Giannis and Wembanyama. Well, I don't even know how to say his Wemby. I'm just gonna say Wemby. Giannis and Wemby together. That would be insane.
I got a question to pose to you, gentlemen. We all but have kind of wrapped up this Cavs Pistons series, 108-75 with 9 left. So looks like the Pistons are all but done this season. So we got Cavs, Knicks, Spurs, Thunder. Just a quick question here. Who moves on in each series? And give me one why. Can be just one worded too.
In the East, Knicks, I'll keep it short. Cat Brunson, pick and roll. West, OKC over San Antonio. Um, for that explanation, I'll go year away and more depth.
Give me the Knicks because it's time, and give me OKC because MVP, and OKC will win back to back.
I like that. I'm gonna echo your guys' New York Knicks, but for a different reason. I'm gonna say Jalen Brunson. I mean, obviously all these other pieces are gonna contribute as well, but an unstoppable step back, an unstoppable mid-range floater jumper in the lane. I think he took advantage of the Sixers in great depth, and I think he'll do the same to the Cavs, even with their length. And then on the West, I'm gonna go OKC. Just too much. Drew, I think you said it pretty well too. It's just a year out. And I don't even know if it's necessarily pieces or maybe just experience. But I'm gonna go OKC to break Knicks fans' hearts, make it to the finals, get swept by OKC. Ooh,
NHL playoffs, one of my favorite times of the year. Quick update for all you listeners. Western Conference Finals is set. Vegas Golden Knights, Colorado Avalanche, the main event, kind of like in the NBA. The West is the best this year. I've been beating the Carter Hart drum for Vegas, and that boy showed up and showed out last series and got Vegas to this point, along with Mitch Marner, who exercised a lot of Toronto demons. It's going to be an awesome series. Definitely lock in for that. Give me Colorado in 7. And on the East, we have a game 7 tomorrow night. Montreal, Buffalo, 7:30. Buffalo is going to be rocking for that. Give me Montreal to upset Buffalo in their building. It's going to come down to goaltending, and Montreal's got the better one. However, Montreal is then going to play Carolina in the East Finals starting on Thursday, and Carolina will boat race them. Carolina in 5. Carolina, Colorado, Stanley Cup Finals, loading.
I'll tell you what.
Carolina versus Colorado Stanley Cup Finals. That's what we're calling.
Yep.
And Colorado's winning it.
I will reserve to make that prediction until after
Okay.
the conference finals.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. I'm rooting for the Golden Knights, just to throw that out there. I'm rooting
Oh yeah,
for,
full disclosure, because I have talked about Carter Hart at length, and Mitch Marner has been absolutely outstanding, and that organization does everything that I wish Detroit would please one day fucking do.
yeah, I'm rooting for the Golden Knights and I'm rooting for the Carolina Hurricanes. I want to
I
see Raleigh be rocking.
not somewhere you would think to have a team in the position they're in, but I'm gonna go Colorado. I spent almost a decade out there. I gotta show them fellas love, and I mean that final is going to be nuts. I think you're probably pretty accurate with that, Drew. I think we're looking at a Hurricanes Avs final, and I think it's gonna be a good one.
Well, we wrapped up NBA. Drew got us that quick rundown for NHL and now NFL. It might be the off season, but we got headlines, people. We had schedule release. I mean, we're talking about football, baby. That being said, which team had the best schedule release skit or, you know, social whatever?
I mean, I might be Homer with this call, but I'm gonna go with Dan Campbell just walking up, slapping it, and walking away. Nothing special. We're getting to work. Here it comes. You know what I mean? Very Dan Campbell. Like I don't want to complicate things, so I'm gonna go with that.
Debo, you've often told me how much um, I enjoy chaos. So naturally, I'm gonna pick the Chargers um, for not giving a damn about what anybody else has to say or think, and throwing a shot the Patriots' way at their little swinging lifestyle over there in Boston.
I did like that. I did like that. I mean, yeah, I guess I'll be a little biased as well because I felt like the boys had a dope one. If you didn't see it, they had the three Tylers on the team: Tyler Booker, Tyler Guyton, and Tyler Smith. All three Tylers, all three starting offensive linemen. But yeah, they basically had them sitting at a round table, just they had some like legit acting going on. It seemed like it was funny, but that obviously be a little biased towards that. We had some. We have a 9 game international slate. A 9 game international slate this year. I'll just rattle them off real quick. Week 1, San Francisco, Los Angeles Rams in Australia, down under. Week 3, Baltimore versus the Dallas Cowboys in Brazil. Week 4, Indianapolis, Washington Commanders in the UK, London.
One to miss.
London has a triple header. They have week 4, week 5, they have Philly and Jacksonville, also
Bye
in
week
London.
for us.
Week 6, they have Houston and Jacksonville. Jacksonville is basically a London team as it is, so that's
Their
fine.
stadium is under construction. They can only host so many home games with that many people there.
Week 7, Pittsburgh, New Orleans, and Paris. Interesting. I'm pretty sure that's the first Paris game. Week 9, Cincinnati, Atlanta in Spain. Week 10, New England, Detroit in Germany. And then the last one comes week 11, Minnesota versus the 49ers in Mexico City. The 49ers get 2 international games this year. So, do we have any thoughts on our international slate?
I mean, why? I want to pose this question. Why is it that the NFL doesn't put good games in these international slots? Like, don't get me wrong, there are a couple there that maybe move the needle. I would say the best out of the bunch, and I mean, I could be a homer for saying this, but Detroit versus Patriots week 10, but the rest of them are kind of a snooze fest. I mean, I guess that could be debated, based on your favorite teams. I mean, Drew, you said, the week 6 game is a bye week. Like, if you're talking about an international game as a bye week, I just feel like we're not presenting the best NFL to fans, especially abroad. So that's my take. It could be me out on an island with that, but I just think they're all kind of blah, I
Well,
guess.
I called the Eagles Jaguars game a bye week because the Eagles are going to win by 30. So that's more of just being a homer. I think the best one is Baltimore Dallas because as much as I hate to say it, that at least even if it's a smaller percentage could potentially be a Super Bowl matchup early in the year. I don't love saying that, but it's true. That's a fun game because Lamar Jackson at that point in the season is still healthy. Dak is still healthy, and it's just going to be a shootout, and it's going to be fun. But with the international games, it doesn't matter. They sell them out. They make a ton of money. It doesn't matter what teams are playing. You're going to see every single team's jersey in that stadium because over there it doesn't matter. They just all pile in no matter what team is on the field. And yeah, it's selfish on the NFL's part, but that's the business. They've stolen all the NBA time slots on Christmas and everything else. The market is theirs. They're just doing what it dictates.
I thought, to be honest, I thought like there was 3 good ones out of the 9. So 30, 33%. I didn't think that's too bad, but I liked the Patriots Lions. I mean, that'll be a good game. The Boys and Ravens, that's going to be a good game, but the other one is week 1. I mean, we got Rams and 49ers, division rivals, both good teams. I mean, I would say that's a good game. Granted, it's funny that you have 2 teams. I mean, how far is San Francisco from Los Angeles? A couple hours away from each other, but yet they're playing on the other side of the world, basically in Australia. I love that. But yeah, I don't know. I thought a few of them were good matchups, and like you said, Drew, the boys and the Ravens is going to be a good matchup. 2 high-powered
Yeah,
offenses going at it.
I think you make a fair point, Drew, with just what slots were available and not having to battle all these teams. So I don't know. Nothing really. I mean, I guess you're right. That week one's not too bad. What did you said San Fran gets their second one against Minnesota. That could be decent depending on what Kyler Murray and that. Minnesota Vikings team looks like, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. The big thing is being able to actually watch them. I don't know how many people are waking up that all those random times, but I'm sure they've figured that out from a broadcast perspective.
Well, some
With
of them.
betting and fantasy football, I mean, you at least pay some level of attention. You may not watch the full game, but you at least get up, hurry up, set your lineup, and then you roll back over.
So looking at the times, one, two, three, four, five, six of the games, six of the nine are at 9:30 in the morning. The first week one in Australia is at 8:35, so that's not bad. We got another night game basically, or a night game, whatever. 4:25 is the Cowboys and Ravens in Brazil, and then the very last one, Vikings and 49ers, is 8:20. So we
Okay.
got two primetime games and one, prime afternoon game.
Well, I think the biggest thing too is those three, four games that we said were pretty good. They're all going to happen on a time, or for the most part, the time that you'll be able to actually sit down and watch it. So that's nice. I'll tell you, I'm probably not waking up at 9:30 to watch. That's just me though.
I was gonna say the only one that's not is your Lions. So, do you re do you really want to watch them or not? You gonna have to set the alarm to get up and watch those boys.
Yeah, we'll set it. I don't like doing it, but we'll set it.
That's what I always felt like for you when you lived in Colorado when it was college football. We're kicking off at noon. You're like having to set an alarm sometimes to wake up at by 10 o'clock to see kickoff. I'm like, yeah, F all
Dude,
that noise.
it was so strange when you first, because I spent a good majority of my life in Ohio, close to a decade out there, but it took a lot those first couple weeks to get used to it and just sitting on the couch all groggy, still wiping your eyes, like trying to, yeah, oh, it was an adjustment. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'll wake up for the Lions. That's about it.
Well, the Lions and the Wolverines.
Yes, fair, fair.
So, being that the schedules are released, I say we just run through the schedule for our respective teams and give a little win-loss prediction. You boys good with that?
Oh, I love that.
I'm doing mine on my phone. So if somebody wants to hit me with the Eagles schedule, I'll just go win loss.
That's fine. I can pull that up for you here in a second. Debo, you got yours?
Yep, I got mine. I will
Well,
go ahead and kick this thing off.
okay.
Week one versus the Saints. That's a W. Week two versus the Bills. Now, this one's tough. Obviously, Bills opening a new stadium, all the hoopla and action going on over there. 2-0. Lions take care of business. Really spoil that new stadium for the Bills. They've got a real problem with history and it not really being on their side. So just fitting that we pull that one off. So 2-0, Jets 3-0, Panthers 4-0, Cardinals 5-0, Packers. That's at home. I'm gonna go 6-0. Vikings at home 7-0. Dolphins on the road 8-0.
I mean,
Patriots.
okay, okay, okay. I mean, come on. We got to be realistic
What,
at
dude?
some point.
I'm being
Come on.
realistic,
Like,
man.
like, don't get me
What,
wrong.
dude?
Don't get
I
me
didn't
wrong.
want to be the one.
Don't get me wrong. I'm agreeing with you on most of these win losses, but let's just think about let's just be big head here. Are the Lions
Time
really
out.
starting out 8-0? I don't
Time
think so.
out. Time out. Okay, what one are they losing? You tell me.
At
Buffalo.
least Buffalo is one, and probably at least throw Packers in there to be a debate. I mean,
Oh
I'm
my
just saying.
God. Get them cheeseheads out of here, dude. I'll smack one right off of there. Well, okay. Here, I will make this point then to sort of save my 8-0 right now. They have the number one easiest schedule in the NFL. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bills are a tough team. Am I saying they're going to blow them out? No, but I could see it being a field goal at the end or something like that. I mean, that's where my logic and thought process comes in. So 8-0. Now I will give you this. Patriots. That game is technically a home game for the Lions, but we will be in Bayern. Home game for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Shouts out to the St. Brown family. Um, I will give them their first loss. Cool some of you guys down over there. So 8-1. Bucks at home, coming off a loss to the Patriots. Little shake up. See, we got 7 days in between. That's a W, 9-1. Falcons, 10-1. Titans, 11-1. At the Vikings, 11-2. Giants, that's a win. 12-2. Bears on the road later in the year. Ooh. See, now this is where the schedule shakes up. The division opponents that we will be facing these last 3 games will all be on the road. So things could get tough here. So I got what are we at? 12-2 with the Bears on the road. I'm gonna go 12-3. Then we got Packers on the road as well. I don't know that they dropped 2 in a row, so I'm gonna go 13-3.
And they're going to sweep the Packers, you're saying.
Sweeping the Packers. Yeah, I mean, easy work. Chalk it
Okay.
up. I'll
Okay.
throw any sort of money on it with you guys if you'd like. Anyways, so we are at what, 13-3, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. 2 games, Bengals, Colts on the road. Bengals could be a sneaky team this year. I will say they've got an easier schedule too, but we all know Joe Burrow. He gonna be injured in December. So give me that as a dub. I'm gonna go 14-3. And then Colts on the road. Daniel Jones. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. I don't know why that is, but that's another dub.
So
15
you're
and 3 regular
15,
season
15
Lions.
and
Chalk
3.
it up.
14-3.
Whatever.
14 and 3. Love
Point,
that.
point, point being there's 3 losses. Okay. You wanted to know.
Well,
There
hey,
it is.
hey, I just want to make it known because I am writing it down. I'm keeping track of what we're all saying, so that way we can, rewind and check back on this. So Debo has the Lions at 14 and 3. Drew, I will read off the Eagles.
Hit me.
Week 1, Commanders and Eagles.
In Philly, 1 and
Sorry,
0.
sorry, sorry. Commanders at Eagles. There we go.
1 and 0.
Week 2, Eagles at Titans.
2 and 0.
Eagles at Bears.
2 and 1.
Rams at Eagles.
3 and 1.
Eagles
Rams
at
haven't beaten us in 4 years, by the way. Just fun fact. They don't
That's a
travel to
tough
Philly.
that's a tough little slate there too to begin the year, to be honest.
Eagles at Jaguars, the London game.
And I'm at 3 and 1 right now,
You're
correct?
at you're at 3 and 1.
They're
Okay. Bye week versus the Jaguars, 4 and 1.
Panthers at Eagles.
5 and 1. Although, thank you so much, NFL, for the no bye week after the London game. Pieces of shit. 5 and 1.
Cowboys at Eagles.
Cowboys at Eagles, 6 and 1.
Eagles at Commanders.
6 and 2.
Giants at Eagles.
7 and 2.
Then you got a bye. Steelers at Eagles.
8 and 2.
Eagles at Cowboys Thanksgiving.
8 and 3.
Eagles at Cardinals.
9 and 3.
Colts at Eagles.
10 and 3.
Seahawks at Eagles.
10 and 4.
Texans at Eagles.
11 and 4.
Eagles at Niners.
11 and 5.
Eagles at Giants.
11 and 6. We're resting our starters.
11-6. You're resting starters?
Yeah, because we'll have the 4 seed locked up already with the division. So,
You think you're winning the division at 11 wins?
yeah, because what? Are you going to win 12 games? When has that
Just
happened?
let me just show
Since the
you.
I
Let
90s.
me
can't wait.
let
Yeah,
me
come
just
on,
show
Cody.
you.
Yeah, here
Hey,
we
hey,
go.
you
You
zip it
called
over
out
there,
Dustin
Mister.
for being bad. Don't
Zip
even
it over there,
start
Mister.
with your
Three
team shorts,
losses.
your Air Force Ones, and your Cowboys propaganda.
Your three
Fuck out of here.
lost Lions
Hey,
over there.
line them
Never.
up for the Lions. They'll knock them down this year. Come
All
on,
right,
man.
all right. Here we
Fuck,
go.
What you
man.
got?
Here we go. Cowboys week 1 at Giants. Dub 1-0. Versus the Commanders. Dub 2-0. Baltimore in Brazil.
Oh, got to think about this one, huh?
2-1. Houston at Houston. 3-1. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thursday night. 4-1. At Green Bay. Can't seem to beat the Packers. 4-2. At Philly. 4-3. Versus the Cardinals. We're winning that game. 5-3. At Indianapolis. Ooh, I could go to that game. 5-3. Hold on. That doesn't add up. Week 9. 1, 2, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, 4-3, 5-3, 6-3. Okay, so Indy 6-3. Week 10, 49ers. No, we're beating them. We're beating them. 7-3. Titans, 8-3. Versus the Eagles, Thanksgiving, 9-3. At
Ooh.
Seattle, 9-4. Los Angeles Rams, 10-4. Jacksonville Jaguars, 11-4. Giants, 12-4. Oh, Commanders, 13-4, baby. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Cowboys are winning 13 games this year. And if you want me to say, if you want me to even give away one more loss, I could even give away the Los Angeles Rams and they could be 12-5. But either way, they're winning 12 games this year. So I'll even do that. I'll put me in at 12-5. They'll lose to the Rams and they will win the division since Drew only has the Eagles winning 11 games.
What
Boys,
did
can
you
we
do
do?
before the podcast? Just to let the viewership know on how you came up with that win-loss record?
I was pondering, doing a
Mhm.
little deep thought. I'm just
Can we all have a bet where whoever finishes closest by number of wins to their pick gets like, I don't know, we'll figure a dollar amount out, but
Oh
I
yeah.
like that.
Oh yeah, that's definitely happening. Definitely happening.
Drew knew that was coming though, so he sold him short,
I didn't
11
sell
and
them short.
6.
I made the Eagles go 3-3 in the division, just like they have for the past 4 years.
Yeah, all right.
We always split. Always.
Yeah, we typically always
Never fail.
split, but I mean, I'm not worried about the Giants or the Commanders. So,
Let me ask you guys a question. The schedules that we just rattled off for our favorite teams, what game are you most excited about? What matchup? Like if it were me, I would probably say that game in Germany would be the one to look forward to. Bills close second, maybe tied. Close second.
I mean, if you're just looking for a cool one, then yeah, I mean, I could say the Ravens in Brazil will be a cool game because I mean, that's not common, but honestly, Eagles and Cowboys on Thanksgiving while I'm smashing some turkey, dude, and watching Dak eat that turkey leg at the end of the night, it's gonna be so sick. Can't wait. Can't fucking
Oh,
wait.
oh yeah, I'm excited for Thanksgiving as well. We're assuming that Dak is healthy enough to play in that game. So that's a little asterisk with that glass ankle of his. But No, I get to spend my holidays with the birds, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and then the Super Bowl's on Valentine's Day. So it's just going to be a full circle for your boy. So looking forward to it.
Oh my goodness.
All good answers. All good answers.
That clip's going to be great.
Flip it. All right, Cody, you want to segue us into this next one? This one's a good one.
So I'm not sure how many people out there saw Chad Ochocinco's top 10 wide receivers, but if you didn't, I'll just roll through it real quick for you, just so you can just listen to this what this man has to say. We have Jackson Smith Najigba, JSN number one, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Puka Nakua, number five, uh, NFL young boy, who I'm pretty positive he's referring to George Pickens. Um, Six, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Seven, Nico Collins. Eight, CD Lamb. Nine, Devontae Adams. And 10, the Slim Reaper T. Higgins himself.
That is not who the Slim Reaper is, you motherfucker. That is Devontae Smith, sir. You know, Super
He
Bowl
couldn't
winner,
help it.
Hey,
Heisman
He had
winner,
to.
whoa,
Devontae
whoa,
Smith.
whoa. You take that up
So,
with Chad. I'm just repeating what Chad's list says, okay?
and the Slim Reaper is Devontae Smith,
Yeah,
sir.
he's splitting them at 10 is what he was doing, I think.
All right, whatever.
But what is the
Whatever.
main event here? Let the audience know what the main event is. Amon Ra and CD.
I
What you
mean,
guys were arguing about on the couch.
oh, I mean, 1,000%. The fact that CD Lamb is any less than four is bullcrap. This list can be tossed out the window. I mean,
The
there
slot merchant himself.
in no world is CD Lamb not one of the top four wide receivers in the NFL right now. I mean, the top four, JSN, Chase, Justin Jefferson, and CD. I don't care where you put any one of them, but that's your top four. And I mean, I'll be biased all you want. I'd take CD over any of them.
Don't be sneak dissing my boy Amon Ra. Say what you got to say. You think he's better?
He's definitely
You
not better
think
than
he's
CD
better?
Lamb. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh my
He is
God.
not better than CD Lamb
He's
by any
I
stretch of the
want what
imagination.
you got, brother.
Hey, Bowie, dog, brother in Christ. We
Brother,
went, we looked at the stats and they're pretty comparable to some degree, but
they are.
CD is bad. I mean, CD is better, dude.
Well, agree to disagree.
Well, I mean, what's your guys' thoughts about it? That I mean, you think he's pretty spot on?
I would flip some things around. I don't know if I would put NFL young boy in a top 10, to be quite honest. Um,
I
I mean,
wouldn't. I wouldn't put him in the top 10. I mean,
yeah.
he had one baller season.
Well, and I'm just looking here like I don't mind where Nico is, although he's got to stay healthy to cement himself in that place. But like
Devontae might be out of the top 10, to be honest.
I
I
would,
mean, he's up there. He might be out of it. He's past the prime.
yeah. I
I
think,
would agree. I
At
would
one
agree.
point, at one point he was number one, but that
yeah.
time is no longer, in my opinion.
I mean, if you asked me, I think Amon Ra's hands down better than NFL young boy. I would say Puka's probably better, so I'd probably move up Amon Ra to five. Um, I don't. It would be hard pressed for me to rearrange or flip Devonte Adams and CeeDee Lamb. I would say I'd probably put CD ahead of Nico as well. But I'm just trying to think like who are we leaving out? Who's the guy that's got to be? in that top 10 that maybe isn't getting the love that he should get. Like,
I
I
would
don't,
take Devontae Smith out and pay respect to Mike Evans at 10 because
yeah,
I think Mike Evans has the same argument Devontae Adams has to be in the top 10 that I don't know that there's a corner alive that can stop that stupid quick slant where he gets inside of you every single time and you know it's a touchdown or that fade route where you know it's a touchdown every single time and it doesn't matter what you do.
yeah. I want to say, is Emeka Ibuka someone that's maybe hovering around that top 10 for you guys? Because he's someone that, I mean, he's got skill. It really does. And now with Mike Evans out of there, I think we're going to see it this coming season too. I would almost put him in my top 10 somewhere or darn close.
I got to see another year of it. And Mike Evans not being in the offense could hurt him.
That's a fair point too. But yeah, I think that would probably round out my top 10. What about you, Drew? Anything?
I mean, it's one of those things like when you argue like anything historical where everyone's gonna have a preference, but I mean it's some the top four is some combination of Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Puka, and JSN. Whatever order you want to put them in. I still would put the two LSU guys 1, 2, Jamar and Justin Jefferson. Because yeah, I understand what JSN did last year, but he still went to Ohio State and he still only did it 1 year. So I can't give him that yet.
Yeah.
But top four, fine. Put him ahead of Puka. But I think that top four you can just kind of flip the order, whatever your preference is. And then I'm not going to give either one of you guys the benefit of the doubt on number five. I'll let you handle who slots in there between your slot merchants.
You're just so disrespectful with that term.
Both are elite. I'll give you guys that. Both are elite.
Yeah. One got drafted in the fourth fourth round. Where did CD get drafted?
First round.
First round.
Very high.
Yeah. Yeah. At like 18,
It's
maybe
almost
something
it's
like that.
almost as if you're drafting someone in the first round at 18, their stats shouldn't be comparable to someone who got drafted in the fourth round. But what do I know about sports? Ugh.
I mean, that's just a silly comparison. I mean, okay, and the GOAT shouldn't be drafted in the seventh, fourth round, seventh round, whatever Tom Brady is drafted at. But I mean, here we are. I mean,
You handled that one with grace. I'll be honest, you did. Yeah, I'm not mad at those top tens. I think it's like you touched on. It's all sort of preference in that top four. I think they're all comparable. It's just who your preference is. I mean, do we agree with Ocho Cinco in the grand scheme of things, or is he off his rocker?
In the grand scheme of things, I think he got the names right.
Okay, sure.
I think he got the names for the most part right.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
including Devontae Smith and George Pickens is tricky because they're number twos. At least for now, Devontae Smith will be a one moving forward, and he's fully capable, and so is George Pickens. But it's tricky because you're going to look at that list and be like, no, no, no. But if you watch the games, George Pickens built different. Talent for talent, he should at least be in the argument for top 10. Devontae Smith, same thing. At least be in the argument. But um, it's tricky with those when they're really, as of right now, number twos on their team.
yeah, I
yeah.
was I was just looking up Puka versus CD stats, and CD has basically double the time, so 6 seasons versus Puka's 3 seasons, but they're pretty like on par for identical. Like CD's basically just he has basically double everything that Puka has, but like they're on pace for like virtually the same right now. Like CD has 7,400 yards, he has 4,000. CD's got 41 touchdowns, he's got 19. CD's at 13 yards per catch, he's at 13.4. Like they're pretty just on par for being pretty similar. But I'd take CD.
I wonder why.
CD ain't even better than Jalen Tolbert.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
okay.
Well, before we get to our question of the day, I gotta do the shameless plug. We haven't done it this episode, but we just want to thank y'all for being here. Thank you for listening. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe, follow us on all the platforms at SOTR underscore pod guys across everything. We appreciate the support. But our question of the day this week, what's an Olympic sport that does not exist but should?
I'm gonna go with darts. Darts
Darts.
should be an Olympic sport.
Oh man, if that's the case, your boy might have a spot on the team.
Correct. We all played at the bar. It's always fun, but obviously there's competitive darts out there, and some of those guys are just crazy with what they can do. But I think it would be awesome. I think darts should be a summer Olympic sport.
Yeah, well, I love me some darts. Hmm, I got one though. Beer pong. Beer pong should be an Olympic sport. I mean, your boy might be past his prime, so I'm not advocating for myself to be representing the red, white, and blue out here, but I would love to see some global competition of just shooting the old ping pong ball in some cups filled with liquid of some kind. You know, we don't gotta ask questions, just liquid of some kind. It would just be glorious to see that as a, you know what, and be even weirder. Let's make it a winter sport. Let's make it a winter sport. So we're out there in the snow, just all bundled up, everyone just out, just shooting little balls. You know, the snow, the elements could play effect. Love that. Love that.
I went back and forth with this. This is a tough question. And I went a bunch of different ways, but I keep settling on one. I would love to see bowling, and for no other reason than to just see everyone who's the best in the world just throwing strike after strike. Like, I don't know, something about that I would like to see, but like, could you imagine like the final came down to who could bowl a 300 and who couldn't, I guess. So I to me, I guess I'll pick that one. Like I said, I went back and forth quite a bit with this. Um, I would also say maybe like to your point, Drew, another like bar game, like maybe pool. I don't even know how you would do that, but I was just trying to think outside the box on this one. So give me bowling and just endless strikes, please.
Guys, could you imagine Pete Weber for Team USA? And he looks back at some poor bastard from Norway, some like little fella, and he's just like, "Who do you think you are? I am." And dude, could you imagine? That would be elite. That would
I
be
think
elite.
The US would get suspended for a year just for intimidation.
Elite.
It would be awesome, but I'm sitting here thinking to myself as you're saying that, which it doesn't just go for Debo's. I mean, it goes for any of ours. I've traveled to some other countries and I don't think I've ever seen another bowling alley. You know what I mean? Like I've never, are they bowling across the world? But it's the same thing. Like, are they playing beer pong in Brazil? Are they playing darts in Brazil?
Is
Are
there a
they,
college in any of those countries? Then yeah.
what about darts? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out
I
there.
mean, well, we can say for sure in Scotland, that's like a pub original, I feel like. I don't know what the history is, but you might be able to look back and see it started somewhere out there.
Where
Darts is
darts
huge
got
in
started.
England.
I would say, yeah, it's definitely somewhere in Europe would be my guess. I could be wrong though.
Darts originated over 700 years ago in England, medieval England, for your information.
Yeah, London is pretty boring and gloomy. I get that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's a great question though. What about bowling?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting. All great answers though, fellas. I like that one. I mean it's tough too. We got so many questions, folks. It's hard for us to pick and choose which one we like the best. But for this episode, we settled on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Sports on the Rocks. I'm Debo, obviously Cody and Potts. We appreciate you being here. Like and subscribe. Help support us. Deuces.
Peace.
Adios.